Monday is going to mark 10 years since a small Texas community was torn apart by an explosion. In the town of West, 15 people lost their lives when a fertilizer plant blew up. Many of those who died were first responders. And today that community honored their bravery with a special remembrance ceremony. Kennedy Walker reports.
April 17th, 2013 is a day that will always be remembered by many in West Texas. It was just before 8 p.m. on a Wednesday night when everything changed. The explosion at the West Fertilizer Company killed 15 people and injured hundreds. 12 first responders died that day, including volunteer firefighter Cyrus Reed, who was one of the first on the scene.
He was only here that night because he happened to be at West EMS training.
10 years later, and his sister Sarah relives every moment from that evening.
I was that person crying on the plane, and the flight attendants had to stay with me for a while. And having to make that walk out, I remember the blast video on repeat, walking through the airport.
Sarah felt as if she was in the middle of a nightmare.
He left me as an only sibling, so.
Coming up on the anniversary of the explosion, she brought her daughter to the memorial where all the victims are honored, both overwhelmed with emotions.
The feeling of loss still overcomes me in quiet moments.
Memories have not faded for the more than 2,800 residents. People gathered in West City Park for a special remembrance ceremony. Those still plagued with the memories from that devastating day, officials say the city has come far. Residents telling CBS News Texas this caused the tight-knit community to get closer.
Everybody here's a family, and so, you know, everybody helps each other. And that's part of what makes West a great community.
It still is not completely clear what caused the explosion, but what is clear is the heavy toll that it took on the small community and families years later. Kennedy Walker, CBS News, Texas.
CBS News Texas was there the night of the explosion, and we've been going back ever since, telling the stories that matter. And while there are stories of great loss, we found there are also stories of strength through rebuilding. So join us Monday, starting at 4 o'clock that afternoon. Doug Dunbar is going to lead our special coverage that day live from West.